Hello, my name is Serrano. I'm the principal of the Cambrils Special Education School in Madrid, Spain, and I'm also a PhD in education and a university professor in the area of attention to diversity. First of all, I would like to thank the Congress organization for the opportunity to be here today, presenting the educational experience of Cambrils School. Before we begin, I would like to thank you for your patience, hoping that you can excuse my level of English, which is, of course, lower than desired. Without further ado, I begin the presentation of this experience. Today, I'm going to present you the Cambrils Special Education School. The title of the session being Cambrils School, the experience of inclusive education from specialized education attention. But for this, it's necessary to know, in the first place, the educational response offered to students with intellectual disabilities and specifically Down syndrome in Spain. Currently, in the national educational system, there are 3 different types of educational modalities that allow a response to students with special educational needs. To learn about these modalities, I'm going to offer a panoramic view of the Spanish educational system. In the first place, in Spain, to respond to students with and without special educational needs, we have ordinary or regular education schools. Current national educational legislation is committed to the fact that all students, without exception, must have the opportunity to be enrolled in a regular education college. Therefore, ordinary education is configured as the first schooling option for all students, regardless of their characteristics or personal conditions. In ordinary education schools, the care offered to students with disability, in this case Down syndrome, is governed by the principles of educational inclusion. This inclusion can be given in whole or in part, since students with Down syndrome can be schooled in ordinary classrooms or in special education classrooms within ordinary schools. In one way or another, students with and without disabilities benefit from living together in a diverse educational community. Secondly, in Spain, we have the combined educational modality to serve students with disabilities. The combined education modality allows students with disabilities to study in a special education center and in an ordinary school simultaneously. In this way, students with disabilities benefit from ordinary educational attention and therefore a rich social climate at the same time that they enjoy part-time and special education adapted to their personal characteristics and special educational needs. And finally, we talk about the special education. In Spain, there are special education centers specialized in the care of students with various disabilities. In them, individualized and personalized educational attention is offered. This type of modality offers an education totally and absolutely adjusted to the specific needs of each of the students who attend the school. The services, resources, and professionals that are made available to students are fairly adjusted to their personal conditions. This modality educates students between the age of 3 and 21 years old. But at what point is special education in Spain currently? Today, special education in Spain has 2 clearly differentiated aspects. On the one hand, special education is understood as a specific educational model that offers guarantees of success for students with disabilities who attend it. Special education in Spain serves more than 35,000 students with disabilities. Students who take this educational modality receive fully individualized education tailored to their specific educational needs. However, on the other hand, there is high social controversy regarding special education. This controversy centers on this understanding of special education as a segregating educational model that discriminates against the students who attend it and therefore separates him from the society in which he is immersed. Also, one of the weaknesses of the specific educational model is based on the lack of suitable update legislative regulation. In today's presentation, we're going to have the opportunity to see firsthand the special educational modality that exists in Spain. Specifically, we are going to focus on the reality of the Cambrils Special Education School located in Madrid, Spain. A school that, like a special education school in the country, focuses its efforts on achieving the maximum development of the potential of the students who are enrolled in them, focusing at all times on achieving effective social and educational inclusion and real for students with disabilities. However, before delving into the educational reality of Cambrils schools, we are going to focus on knowing the meaning and operation of a special education school. The special education school in Spain fulfill two fundamental functions. First, they are set as educational centers that offer quality and comprehensive education for their students. And secondly, they play a fundamental role for the general society, since they are consolidated as resource centers for educational inclusion. This last idea means that the special education schools in Spain are central hubs for training on disability and powerful tool for dissemination and awareness raising to attain the diversity of students. Next, we are going to review those elements that make up a special education school and that are made available to students to achieve their integral development. First of all, we talk about professional resources or professionals who work in a special education center are professionals specialized in attending to the diversity of the student's body. In the case of a special education school, the professionals who work in it, in general, are special educational teacher, assistant professor, speech therapist, social worker, psychologist, or health staff personnel. The configuration of the professional templates of the special education colleagues may vary, depending directly of the needs of the students who are enrolled in each of the special education college. The fundamental theme is that each and every one of the people who work in special education centers are professional trained and prepared in a concrete and specific way to meet the special educational needs derived from the disability of each student. Another of the fundamental points of a special education school is the range of material resources available to students. Within this range of resources, we have didactic and curricular resources, such as books, cards, manipulative works, materials, etc. But we also have other types of less traditional materials. Among them, we can highlight multisensory resources, which allow direct experimentation of sensations, resources for communication and language development, among which are alternative and augmentative communication systems, and technology resources, educational, including the use of tables, computers, or another technological tools and devices, as well as digital applications of various kinds. However, the real key to special education is undoubtedly the provision of a fully personalized education. In special education, the standard ordinary educational curriculum is individualized to the specific situation of each student. In this way, the proportion of a learning process adapted to the personal condition of each student is guaranteed. Aspects such as the development of the communication and mobility skill of the students, as well as their personal autonomy, will be the central axis for the development of individualized and effective interventions plans. All this will lead to the students being able to develop in a satisfactory way the skills for daily life, so necessary to achieve an adequate level of autonomy and personal independence in their future. In this sense, the future labor insertion of people with Down syndrome becomes a fundamental objective of work from specific educational centers. In this environment, moreover, we cannot forget the value of friendship. Students in a special education school develop in an egalitarian environment in which they have the opportunity to develop deep and sincere friendship relationships with their peers. All these aspects manage to put social inclusion in the focus on educational action. Now we are going to talk about the special education school, Cambrils. Who are we really? As we have said before, the Cambrils School is a special education school, and therefore we educate it in a special way. The educational project of a special education school contains a key axis. We are a special education school located next to a regular education school. In this case, two schools belonging to the same educational foundation, Fundación Arenales, located in the same place. Actually, we are two independent schools. On the one hand, there is the Arenales Ordinary School, and on the other hand, there is Cambrils Special Education School. Both have independent educational facilities and have a shared vision, mission, and values. The fact of being located in the same location allows that despite having different educational projects, the two educational communities are in contact constant. This allows in a natural way two independent educational communities to coexist in a daily and natural way. In this image, we can see the facades of the two buildings, the Arenales School on the left and the Cambrils School on the right. The two buildings are located gate door, both being adjacent. But how do we really work in Cambrils? For the academic years 21-22, the Cambrils School has 96 students between 3 and 21 years old. All students share a common characteristic, intellectual disability. Of the 96 students at the school, approximately 90% of them have Down syndrome. One of the distinguished characteristics of the Cambrils schools is that all its professionals are experts in attending to the diversity of the students. Of the people who work in Cambrils are perfectly prepared to give an adequate and professional response to needs of their students, needs derived from their intellectual disability. Next, we are going to see an illustrative video of the educational project of Cambrils Special Education School. I hope you enjoy it.
Cambrils School is a special education school. The pupils enter at the age of 3 to attend infant education. Then they attend compulsory basic education, and the last stage is the transition to adult life from 16 to 21 years old.
She did the second cycle of infant education in a regular school, and she started primary education. We realized that it was not the best of her.
We observed how she was staying behind in the learning process, and when she was in the third year of infant school, the gap between her and the rest of the students was very big. She could feel love and care by the school, but even though that is very important, unfortunately, it is not the only thing we need to learn. It is very important that she feels comfortable during the learning process. We have only visited this school and spoken with the headmaster. We liked what he told us, the school and their values.
I'm very lucky because I love coming to the school. My students are always very happy. I teach them many things and they teach me many others. We take steps together to become better students and better persons, improving social and intellectual skills. We help them in their integration in the society, becoming wiser and happier kids every day.
I think it's very easy to say that a team or a group of people are a family, but it's very nice to be able to really live it. I see it that way, and not only the people who are part of this team and this family see it that way. The greatest satisfaction is to see when people from outside our school enter, such as visiting families, entities and institutions. What these people always tell us is, I have been told that you are a great school, a great family, that you are very comfortable, and that is how I have really felt and experienced it.
Wonderful to go with the children on the school bus. There are children that I have met when they were 7 years old and now they are 17, as is in the case of Eugenia. Each child has some special characteristics. Pablo loves to say the stops on the bus as if they were the metro station. Eugenia, who said that all the songs that are played are hers, and she is the only one who can sing them.
I wanted to do a music project with these students because at the beginning of the school there was no music teacher. I proposed the project and what I did was to take Cambrils students to Serrano School to give them music classes, percussion, body percussion, sheet music, dances. As a result, a link was generated and we created a project called Mis Soles, the aim of which is to integrate Serrano School and Cambrils School through music. The idea is that in all subjects, once a month, there will be an activity with the students.
Something that impressed me from the first day I started working at the school is that the children were happy. I perceived that the joy I saw on their faces on the first day has been maintained throughout the years I have been working at the school. They are children who value the fact that there is a teacher in class, that the teacher loves them, cares for them, knows them, and I believe that they also consider us as part of their family.
Now we are going to focus on getting to know the projects called Included We Are More Special. The Included We Are More Special project is an educational inclusion project that allows the natural coexistence of the educational communities of the Arenales Ordinary Education School and the Cambrils Special Education School. The Included We Are More Special project consists of 4 sub-project areas: Canales project, Mis Soles project, Compartime project, and House system. In this session, we are going to have the opportunity to see the operation of each of the aforementioned sub-projects. First of all, we have the Canales project. The Canales project is developed in a state that is students between 3 and 6 years of all years. The activities carried out in this project revolve around 3 fundamental aspects: experience psychomotor skills, the development of inclusive programs, and the development of inclusive assemblies. On a regular and organized basis, the students of the early childhood education stage, both from the Arenales Ordinary Education School and the Cambrils Special Education School, carry out activities such as those described above in a totally inclusive environment. Children with and without Down syndrome of the childhood age share time in class with workshops, activities, and programs enriching each other in a totally natural way. The second sub-project is called Mis Soles. Mis Soles is a project that takes place within the area of music education. In this case, the subject of music education, both at the Arenales School and at the Cambrils Special Education School, is developed jointly and with music being the driving force. Inclusive experiential activities are developed. In them, students with and without disabilities have the opportunity to experience music in a totally inclusive way. The third sub-project is called Compartime. In it, secondary school students from both centers share spaces and moments where sport and leisure and free time activities play a relevant role. Through the practice of different sports, popular and traditional games, as well as different recreational activities, students with different abilities have fun and learn by doing physical and healthy activities. Finally, we talk about the educational gamification project house system. This gamification project is reminiscence of the house system used in Anglo-Saxon educational model, in which students are assigned to the different houses, which have a child, color, and series or identifying and characteristics values. The house system allows students yes. And it these schools belong to the same house. This house having of identity patterns. Through the house system and throughout the school years, a series of activities and challenges are proposed that promote the inclusion of students with diverse abilities, allowing them to work based on a common goal to get the winning house cup. To finish, we present firsthand the project included were more specials through this video.
We are Cambrils School, and we present our project Inclusive We Are More Special. It was created to create inclusive opportunities for students with and without disabilities. Taking advantage of the fact that we share facilities with Arenales School, we all learn to live together. Canales Project. Our infant students develop joint work skills in the classroom. The aim is to teach the youngest students to live together and interact with each other, and we also enjoy playing together at the playground. Making Friends Project. We develop curricular projects with primary students, cooperative learning, use of new technologies, always encouraging shared teaching between both schools. Compartime Project. Older students from Cambrils carry out physical sports activities with secondary and bachelor students. Spaces for leisure and fun, encouraging companionship between them. Autonomy and Social Inclusion Project. We visit shops and businesses in the neighborhood. We do the shopping, we move around the city, and we encourage learning household chores in our home classroom, such as hanging out the washing, putting the washing machine on, and making the bed. Inclusion in the Workplace Project. We learn to work in a professional position, working as canteen assistants, secretaries, and administrative tasks.
Without further ado, I say goodbye, hoping that this educational experience of students with and without Down syndrome in the specific educational environment has been to your liking. I will be delighted to receive all those comments and questions that you wish. For this, I provide you with my professional email. Thank you so much for your attention.